Hey everyone, and welcome back to Joy at Work. It's February 11, 2022. I hope you're doing fantastic. I've decided to go a bit old school today with the hybrid jersey from Arsenal back in the day. I hope for those my Arsenal friends out there that this gives you good and fond memories. Yeah, things haven't been happy in the last couple of years, but happy days are coming. Today I want to talk about growth, and I've talked about growth and development in the past. And I've argued, you might say, that development's more important than growth because development's about increasing our capacity to be more productive, to make more contributions, where growth is maybe more about increasing our size or span of control. To borrow from Russell Ackoff, graveyards grow, they don't develop. I think you get the point. However, I do want to talk about growth today, and I want to bring up the point that growth, while it might be something that happens, again, I have a child today celebrating a birthday. So growth is part of nature. Companies get bigger, code bases get larger, products add more and more features. Growth is just part of what we see around us. We have to realize that as we grow, it becomes even more difficult to maintain the quality that we had in the past. If you're in the software development space or product development space, maybe this example resonates with you. The bigger or larger our code base becomes, the harder it becomes to manage in many cases. It goes from maybe some clean code to a ball of mud after time. And you can see this with products. You also see this with organizations. As organizations grow, they begin to look different, they evolve. And evolution's important, but it shouldn't come at the expense of core values that we hold dear. Or in the case of your code, just like clean code that's easy to understand. So, how do we grow? How do we become? How do we rise up the corporate ladder? How do our code bases become bigger? How do we grow and maintain those fundamentals? That's discipline, it's commitment, and it's the use of sound practice. Look, if you start off with a small code base and you don't use good programming techniques, good software engineering techniques, then it's very unlikely that as your code base increases or grows, that it's going to be understandable because those bad practices are just going to cause it to become unmanageable with time. And the same is true for a culture, an organization or culture. Of course, it's going to change and evolve, but if you don't have some fundamental values that you hold everybody to when you start off, you pay attention to when you hire, what you'll find out over time, it's no longer the same company. It's just different in many ways. So growth is good, but growth makes it difficult for us to keep what we had before. And this is also important as an individual and looking for joy at work. Kind of goes back to understanding what our core values are and holding on to them. Uh, People often change because change is a part of life, but there's certain things that can remain true. You can be kind regardless of the position you find yourself in. You can have time for people regardless of the position you find yourself in. But that will only happen if early on you held on to those core values. And as you grow in your career, you take those core values along with you. So today's reflection is probably a little bit different. It's still related to joy at work. Of course, if your code base becomes a ball of mud, it makes it very difficult to enjoy work. If your product feature set becomes unwieldy, it makes it difficult to enjoy work. So there are things we need to think about as we grow that we want to make sure we keep in place so that we can continue to operate at the levels we were operating at when we were smaller. Again, it's hard, it's difficult, but it's necessary if we want to consistently experience joy at work. Hope you enjoyed this. I'll see you next time. Don't forget to share this with your friends. Click that subscribe button at the bottom. Take care. Bye.